Hey folks, JD here, and today we got this. This is the Kingtoys HC628 Dream, and I've been looking forward to flying this all week. And this is a folding quadcopter, as we can see, simply because of the fact that when you pull out these propeller arms, they click into place, which always gives you a lot better stability rather than the ones that just pull out and stay there. So I'm really hoping this guy is going to be extremely stable. Hoping so. So let's just pull out all of these propeller arms. That's what she looks like. So very nice, very stylish. As you notice, the propeller arms are the same height, unlike other quadcopters, unlike other folding quadcopters where we have front ones are slightly shorter and back ones are slightly larger. So as you will see today is quite a blustery day. For the past 8 days, I think, we've had this sort of, I don't know, storm or not storm, where we've just had really high winds and kind of it's just been really unsettled. So I thought I'd bring these out and have a little look inside our enclosure and see if we can do some flying. If the weather's too bad, then I will stop. But for the second, we're going to give it a try and see how it goes. Alright then folks, so let's take her up. Okay, so we've got an app to use with this. This copter does have the ability to relay video. It does have FPV. Just going to attach my device into the controller. Sits quite snug. I was a little bit dubious about this because when you open up the top of these, they're normally ratcheted in some way. This isn't. It just opens. So I thought, it's got a little bit of tension on it. It's got a little bit of tension on it, but still, I didn't like the way that opened. But it seems to be holding my device quite well. So okay, yeah, we'll give that a try. Yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do now is power on the quad. Let's turn it around. There we are, that's the right way. Let's power on the quad. So now we should have LEDs. Yes, we do. Let's power on the transmitter. Okay, let's set up the Wi-Fi. There we go. This is the guy. FHUFO. There we are, so it's just an open Wi-Fi network. Not the best at all, but still it'll do for us here in this very quiet park at stupid o'clock in the morning. So there we go. So now, as you can see, I don't know how well you can see this, but the LEDs reflected off the pad show that it's bound. Let's see if we click play. Do we get anything? Oh yes, we've got some video. Now I've angled the camera at a slight 45-degree angle, so I'm hoping that means that we are going to at least get something rather than it just being straight ahead or straight down. So let's take off. Okay, push and hold this button and she automatically takes off. So as I say, we do have quite a blustery day here. Alright, so let's see. So the barometer is sensing a lot of different air pressures. That's just to do with the fact that we do have a very blustery, windy day with us today. So we do have 3 speed modes on this. Let's put her into speed mode 2, just using the left analog stick there. And then let's put her into 3rd speed mode, the fastest. As you can hear, there are 3 beeps for the 3rd speed mode, 2 beeps for the 2nd. Okay, so far she's doing pretty well. Let's get some video on the record. I think what I'll do is bring her down and alter the camera slightly. Okay, camera altered, we're now pointing straight ahead. Let's take her up. Right, this is a little bit better. Okay, so she's still in fastest mode, speed mode 3. And she's flying remarkably well, considering we do have quite a blowy day. So we do have wind speeds of about 6 miles an hour here, so not terrible, but they do all of a sudden just come. So they're not as if it's just a very slight breeze all the time. She's really quite good, you know. Really responsive. She does need a big arc to turn around. Because she is, even on speed mode 3, she really is quite slow to turn around. Okay, let's get some FPV recording. There we go, so now we're recording that back to our device. So as usual, these sorts of devices can be controlled via the transmitter, as I'm doing it here, and also be controlled via... Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, with all these types of quads, then they can be controlled via the transmitter or via the application, which you see being used here for the FPV. Honestly, even though at some point I will do a video with the transmitter, or with the smartphone on all of these devices, I do find it a lot better and a lot easier to control via the transmitter, and because that's what I think 90% of the people are going to do anyway. All in all though, I'm really quite happy with this. Even though we do have a blustery day, she still is remarkably stable, and even when I let go of the transmitter and she just hovers really well. Yeah, this is really, really good. So yeah, pretty impressive. I mean, this quadcopter was ridiculously cheap. Obviously there's going to be a link in the description, as with all the quads I review, should you want to have a little look at it. Should you want to buy it, then the link is just in the description. But remarkably good fun. Remarkably good fun. As with... oh, I think that's the battery, folks. Yeah, that's the battery. Okay. So we do have 2 batteries with this. But I do want to do another video today with this as well. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll call that a day, and let's go and get a verdict on this guy. Alright then folks, so here we are. So I'm pretty impressed with this, I got to be honest. The motors are really powerful. So I didn't practice with her much in speed mode 1 or 2, I just went straight for 3 because we do have a bit of a blustery day here today. The wind speed coming in at about 6 miles an hour, and that does mean that this does need a bit extra power in order to cut through that slight breeze. So I kept her on speed mode 3, and wow, she was really, really good. One downside is that when you do turn her, she arcs really badly. So what you'll find is when you turn a quadcopter, she'll start to turn, but as she turns so slowly, she'll keep on moving the direction that she was moving in. So what that means is to move her at a slight 45-degree angle to bring her back to me. She started turning over by the big green pillar, and she ended up by the gate. So she does arc really badly. What I would say is, make sure if you do end up buying this, if you do end up using this, make sure you have more than enough space to turn her. Okay, so plus points. Foldable arms means she takes up absolutely no space, or next to no space, in your bag. The on and off button, really, really well. You know exactly when you've turned it on and when you've turned it off. It really is a nice little button. There's none of this, oh, have I pushed that? Did I push that hard enough? You know exactly. The underside, the camera, the angles are pretty good. So to begin with, what you've got is when the camera comes, it'll come facing down like this. So you can either leave it down and just record everything that you fly over, or you can move it straight ahead, 45 degree, or any other degree in between as well. And to be honest, it stays pretty well. The vibrations doesn't mean that she's going to move like a lot of other cameras or a lot of other quadcopters. The battery bay door is this side, and then if you wanted to get access to the camera, like to replace it, then you can always use this here. 4 rubber bungs means that when she does come down with a little bit of a thud. There's not really any sort of extra, there's none of this sort of quite large sprigs where for her to fall onto, so she does come down with quite a bit of a thud, especially when the battery goes as well. As you just saw, when the battery does die, well, boom, as she just flies straight down, but luckily she lands on these bungs and didn't damage the camera or anything like that, so very, very good. So as I say in the video, this can be controlled via your transmitter, which I've got to be honest, I'm really a fan of. This is nice. Very, very nice, especially this sort of little sort of grip here. It really does do quite a lot. Or you can control it via your smart device. So all in all, it's quite a versatile little copter. So there we are folks, thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers, I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time my friends, happy flying.